Hey folks, Justin at Metcalf Meals here. Today we're going to be back in the kitchen pickling some hot banana, sweet banana, and some pepperoncinis. But I think they got crossed with our jalapenos. I got them too close, so we may call them jalacinis. Anyway, this is something I learned to do from my mother. I know you hear that a lot. It's the truth. That's where I learned it, and I'm sharing that with you. Mother ain't here anymore, but really she is. Thank you, Mama. First things first, folks, jar washing. I got all the jars washed and now I'm getting hungry. I guess it's time for a snack break. That's what I call a quick snack. Got a mixture of pepper here, pepperoncinis, hot banana, sweet banana, some bales in there, but I'm not gonna can those. I always wash my peppers and cucumbers in cold water. I just feel I could do a lot less of the wilt on them. Now these bigger peppers, these pepperoncinis, I think they might have got a little crossed with something else, but that's alright. It's all gonna be mixed together in the end anyway. But these pepperoncinis, I'm just gonna cut up in rings. It's close to the same size as I can get. Well, that's not cutting too good. Let's see what we can do about that. Oh yeah, this little old knife belonged to my mother. It's got a broke tip, but I like it. It's kind of like me. It's broke, but it still works good. Know what I mean? Oh yeah. Tell you what, whatever kind of tool it is, if it ain't sharp, you are really wasting some energy. Because if a dull tool takes 10 times more energy to use than a sharp one. So, I'm a fan of sharp tools. And I never use a cutting board, hardly ever. I mean, for big things that I can't hold in my hand, I will, but we've always just cut everything up by hand. Works good, and it's the way I learned to do it, and that's what I do. It looks like some of my pepper got crossbred, so I'm going to call these things jalacinis. Any bad spots, just cut them out. I'm going to leave my smaller pepperoncinis and jalacinis whole, and I'm gonna can them whole. I like to eat them that way sometimes. So, now on the whole ones, The way my daughter Virginia does it, you cut the brown end of the stem off where it came off the plant, and take and cut that pepper so that you can peek inside, make sure there ain't nobody hiding in there. Because when we're canning pepper, we like to keep our protein and our pepper separate. I'm gonna fill them up too full. Nope, not even barely up to the shoulder. I don't want them very much above the liquid, so. Some of your hot pepper, you're gonna want to wear gloves, but this is not hot enough. None of this is hot, so a jalapeno, but pack these whole pepperoncinis in like we did the pickles, just not pack, but just put them in there where they're comfortable. There we go. Put them in a bath of cold water, wash them really good. Now on these big peppers, you get down to where the seeds are getting real thick. I just rotate the pepper and go around the outside with a knife, and then you can just pull the ring off without the seeds, and it keeps from getting a bunch of bulky seeds and the membrane in your pickled peppers. And then you can just toss the seeds and with the stem, and you don't have to worry with it. Just like that. Ta-da! Saved by the dishwasher that we don't use. It just lives here free of charge. Put my lids on loosely. Just loosely, don't tighten them up, because you're going to be taking them right back off to put in the liquid. Now into the oven. Now for our pickling solution, we're going to use just white distilled vinegar. And what I like is, this is a product of USA right here. It's not made in USA, which is good, but it's not near as good as a product of USA. So we're proud to use that. We divided a gallon into 2 halves. Our solution is going to consist of 1 gallon of white distilled vinegar, at least 5% acidity, 1 gallon of filtered water for our Cannon pickling salt. We will add 1 cup per each gallon of water and vinegar. Alright, so we've let our jars warm up in the oven to about 200 degrees, about 10 minutes. You don't want to leave them in there too long, but the peppers are not, they've not took a lot of heat during that time. We've got our brine solution boiling on the stove here. Very carefully fill up the jars. I like to get it above my pepper, so if you got pepper up to the shoulder, you can comfortably get the brine up over the top of the pepper without getting too full. It is hot, so you got to exercise a little finger toughness, I guess you'd say. Now we're going to tuck these little babies in. Thought I heard one snap already. Tuck them in. Mom always done it that way. She always had good luck, so I'm going to keep doing it that way. Now some people don't cover their jars up like this and tuck them in with a towel, but like I say, my mother always done it that way and she had good luck. And if you think about it, looking at it with common sense, if I was a little jar of some delicious food, I would not want to be set out on a cold counter somewhere with a breeze blowing over me. I'd want to be tucked in some nice, warm, soft place, just like this is. So that makes perfect sense to me. Well, folks, it's snack time again. Folks, if you ain't tried these two, a bell pepper and cheddar cheese, if you ain't tried these two, you need to. Alright folks, I hope you enjoyed this pickled pepper video and I hope it helps you. I hope you can try this if you've never done it before, and I hope you have something you can enjoy later on. Something you want to remember, if you're putting cucumbers, peppers, whatever in a jar, as soon as you harvest those and separate them from their plant, you need to start heading towards the jar with them, because the longer they lay around, the softer they're going to get, and they're not going to ever come back to crunchy once they lose that. So you need to get them in the jar as soon as you pick them, if possible, to maximize the crunch. The next video coming out is going to be the old-fashioned tomato soup. Several people have been asking about that, so it's coming out next. I hope you're here for it, and I look forward to seeing you next time.